This is one of my first matches. I started training a year ago, and this guy is Blacklight. That's probably one of my best entrances, but no one got it on camera because no one cared about me. Um, but one of the cool things about watching this now is that I saw when it was posted. It was posted a year ago, and come a long way because we're basically just gonna go over everything that I did wrong here and see if looking at it can actually help me now. Because one of the biggest problems that I have now is that I have trouble remembering like sequences of moves. Like in a wrestling match, you're not gonna memorize a lot of stuff. It's not gonna be a lot of choreographed stuff, but you are gonna, there's me with the long hair, but you are going to want to have like a basis, almost. Like everyone makes a cake a different way, but everyone makes a cake with egg, flour, and all of that. It's all the same ingredients. So that's Ref Ray. This is next level. I'm actually banned from the it happens. If you're in the indie scene long enough, you're gonna get banned from somewhere. Every single one of my coaches is banned in at least one spot. Good baby face reaction. I was staring a hole in him. Super simple lockup, and he's gonna go for a handshake, and Slyjoe is gonna knock it away. I wish I would have ate that time a little bit more, and I also wish that I would have like maybe pulled him in and like said something and then break instead of. And we're gonna go. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I had a manager on the side. I didn't really understand why I had a manager. I think it was just because I was new and they wanted to make sure that everything was fine. But that's basically what you just saw there was me. You go into my manager instead of going to the lockup asking for advice. In character, obviously. So we're going to go for the lockup here. Boom, my lockup stance has completely changed. I don't do headlocks like that anymore. That looked terrible. And so did that. That looked awful. Never, ever move someone like that. Also, come on, Freya. I was rubbing his eyes with my forearm right in front of you. I wish I would have done that better. He didn't. When you're doing chain, you're not supposed to call it. There should be like implications of where you're going. And I didn't really understand where he was trying to go at that time. Now, with the experience that I have, I feel like I probably would. We're going to turn this into a snapmare. Logically thinking now that I think about it, it really does not make sense to go from a hammerlock to a snapmare, but this was also like, and here's my first botch. That wasn't completely on me. I told him face bump and he rolled. My ankle was actually sore for like a week from him landing on me. One of my favorite things to do still is to talk shit to referees. It's so funny. And they like to be a part of the show too, because a lot of them used to wrestle or are wrestlers. Alright. Another thing that I noticed is when I'm watching this back, once the heat starts, there are no hope spots. It's just me trying to survive. Which, if it's a squash match, I guess that's fine. But this wasn't really a squash match. It was supposed to be, and then they gave us 10 minutes to do whatever we wanted. So here I am, I chicken shit healed, powdered outside of the ring. I'm talking to my manager. I don't want to get back in. He keeps throwing me all over the place. He keeps hitting me. He's not even wrestling, you know what I mean? And that's frustrating me as a heel. my favorite things about wrestling though is the little kids. Little kids hate me when I wrestle, and I mean that in a good way. I also probably wouldn't have gone for a lockup again. Not me screaming bloody murder over a headlock. There is such a thing as overselling, and I don't like that I just stood there for that shoulder tackle. But now I do it a lot different. I kind of get closer, and then I step in. Um, little smash. On his end, it doesn't really make sense to put someone down and then pick them back up. In a fight, if you knock somebody out, it's the end of the fight. You're not gonna pick them up. Like, let's go again. This is basically what I was told to do. I was told to make you look good. Make your face over. See if we can do that. Face over, and you're a good heel. I sometimes forget how long my hair was. It was down on my shoulders. I used to have such better extension on my heat, uh, but shoulder and rotator cuff injuries kind of messed that up. That's another thing. What they said in the crowd, Dollar Tree wrestler. As far as appearance, I was not ready. I was out of shape. I had no gear. I got to the show and they said, "Do you have gear?" And I said, "Yeah." And okay, you're wrestling tonight. I said, "Okay." And I was always the first one there, so I went to Big Five. I got some pants that looked like, or some joggers that looked like pants, and I wore my Next Level T-shirt, and I was even the hip attacks are bad. Man, Dragon's Den has done a lot for me. I am I'm like shades above what I used to be. There's that nice little spot where you distract the referee. Clipboard spot, 1, 2, and kick out. I was hoping to get him to pop me up over the second rope, but I didn't understand that it was also part of my job to spring up. But that was just because I was only a year in and I had only wrestled maybe a handful of times. As far as shows go, as far as wrestling, I was every day. I always did practice matches at this school. After this, I went to a school called SPW, which is Supreme Pro Wrestling in like Yuba City. And then after that, I didn't agree with some of the teachings, and neither did my former coach. And so I found Dragon's Den, and that's been my home. But in order to get to Dragon's Den, I had to get here first. He put me in a sharpshooter. I don't get why he did that, because he just went back to a headlock. I was hoping that he was gonna let me reverse it, but he went to a headlock. The heat is not great. It's not good. There's aggression in it, but I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it at all. That's about to be the finish. Love that move. Alright. So, a couple things. problems with it. So one of the main problems that I have with that match is that there is no psychology in it whatsoever. So in a match, uh, we're gonna do it super super simple. In a match, it goes shine, which means that your baby face bumps your heel. Then there's a cutoff, which means once there's space. Sorry. Once there's space, so if my baby face runs off and comes back at me, I'm gonna hit them with a big boot. I'm gonna hit them with a super kick. I'm gonna hit them with something that requires a thigh slap, and then I'm gonna knock them down, and then that's gonna start our heat. All right, so it goes shine, cut off, heat. Heat is when the bad guy or the heel is giving punches and kicks and chops in the corner and to the rope and choking them, and you're like, oh my god, this is really uncomfortable. He's getting his ass beat. Then we're gonna have a hope spot in the middle of that. So there's gonna be a moment where you're like, oh, is he gonna come back? And it's like, no, he's not. And then you have after the heat and the hope spots, you have a comeback. So my comeback now, which I did not have at next level, is a clothesline. So boom, a back elbow, boom, a hip toss, boom, and then I am a swinger. That's my gimmick. So I take out a sock, or if it's a bar show, a condom, and I hit him with the mandible claw, and I call it the Mr. Condominium. Um, after the comeback, you either get a kick out or get an escape from a submission, right? If it's a heel, they're gonna roll out. If it's a face, they're gonna get space. Okay. Um, after that, you're gonna have a false finish. So someone's gonna go for their finish, the other person's gonna reverse it, another person's gonna go for their finish, they're gonna reverse it, and someone else is gonna have a finish. There's like different things that you can do, like a dirty finish where it's like the referee gets involved and you get them distracted and you give them a low blow behind the back and you hit them with their finish and you're like, yeah, I did that. So there's different ways to do it, but that was a good example of a bad example. So I look forward to analyzing some more wrestling with you guys. I thought it would be cool to do the first installment of this as Slyjoe, so that you guys can see the difference that I make when I do post some videos. July 13th, Colonial Theater, Sacramento. I will be wrestling, so if you want to drop by and come say hi, let me know.